Hello, hello, people of the internet. It's your boy Skinny Penis. We're bringing you a Vermogus replay. Big damage, big kills. In division, but my division mates, fear not, didn't have a great game either. Yeah, not particularly interested in talking about Vermont, but actually I didn't do a Legend video on it, I think. So that one here, that replay is with Legend. But yeah, I can just talk about the game in general, I guess. Just a really, really great game. It's the great throw of China, but you will see in the end, the entire game is turning tits up, and a lot of wild stuff is going to happen. But yeah, this Ledgemod Vermo, I personally would say in randoms, Ledgemod Vermo for my, or like the way I like to play BBs is a bit better. Though you can argue that this is one of the only Ledgemods that actually has a worthwhile, like for a balancing perspective, worthwhile trade-off. It's not straight up above, because 40-second reload overmatch BB with biggest broadside obviously likes to stay hidden, or it's good if you're hidden and you want to surprise people, because you can basically get most of your damage in like one shot. You can death strike like any cruiser flat. You can even death strike BBs flat if RNG works out, at least at medium range. So yeah, dropping your concealment for 4 seconds faster reload is definitely a trade-off. The way I play it, where I shoot a lot more or want to shoot a lot more, it definitely helps. It's a straight upgrade. Also in situations where you just have to forcefully burn through a nose-in or slightly angled target, like another battleship that pushes into you, a cruiser that sits on a rock but like at mid-range and is permalit. Like you're not gonna death strike the nose in Des Moines every single time, or one shot death strike him. Most of the times you cripple him for at least half his HP, but mostly he stays alive. Obviously not very, like his game afterwards won't be that successful, and he will lose a lot of his impact based on one volley. But it's pretty good to have like faster reload to just like forcefully click people into the ground. You don't need to mind your aim that much. And specifically also for BBs, if BBs start pushing you or hold position against you, obviously you can click the superstructure way more often. Therefore, the reload, I like it personally. Probably though, if you're like a less experienced player, the concealment probably helps out. Also because you can use your brisk more, so therefore you negate the downside of Vermont, that is obviously the speed. I would say, like, for the average player, most likely concealment brisk Vermont is better. The module goes into the 5th slot, so therefore you drop the concealment for reload. Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, as you can see, Des Moines mid-range, he barely entered the range, or a range at which he can shoot me. I already start clicking him. First volley was like nearly 18k. The follow-up volleys, it's basically always a roll of a dice how much damage is really going to be. Like you can expect 15k basically on every volley, but yeah, as you can see, it can go up to 20k, probably even more if you aim for the nose. In these kind of situations, I don't necessarily try to be that fancy with my aim. I mean, I overmatched the entire boat, and you know there's also a lot of bullshit sits on the side platings and crap anyways, so like I just tried to get damage on him, click him as fast as possible. If you go for cheesy nose shots and stuff and you misjudge the speed, or he actually does man, or you get island bugged for example, or generally aim bugged, you yeet your entire reload into the dirt. If I just click him, like his entire forehead, main structure, main section of the ship, I'm basically ensured, or it's ensured that I get a lot of damage, and that's all that matters basically, because Des Moines doesn't feature super heal, it features a normal heal. If you do that much pen damage early to it, it's basically crippled. You always have to remember Des Moines is a ship that wants to play nose in pretty forward on islands. Therefore, if you don't have HP on Des Moines, you can't really peek aggressive. You can't really take any sort of additional hits afterwards. Yeah, well, just a shit show basically. Personally, I mean, Des Moines is pretty strong still in randoms because people are just bad. I would definitely buff the platings at this point. I wouldn't have an issue making cruises broken, honestly, at this point. for years now we had like more and more brain damaged BBs, and at this point there's a lot of destroyers that are better cruisers when it comes to like safe farming and rotating around, even utility. Like, why would I play a Wooster when I can also play a Gdansk? I mean, I also get a 9K Raider, but I can't. Funny little, what's it called? Smoke together with it. And Wooster only pens 30 millimeters anyways, which is obviously good, but I mean, I can also just go for the incredible arcs and fire chance of Gdansk and farm people without a Sid. Same for like Sherman, Hull, Ragnar, even like Zurki Kaba. Like, those DDs are just like easier to play these days just because you don't have a Sid. Therefore, you don't have to fear overmatch. You have better consume, better speed, so you can actually move around. I mean, moving around is probably the biggest issue for cruisers at the moment. So like even if you play some lighthouse spec with a nuts DPM at decent distance, like a lighthouse Hinden, you still won't be able to really maneuver around. You will bring a lot more damage than any sort of DD ever would, but then again, you can't really traverse your ship that much to help somewhere else in case you spawned on a flank that's suddenly abandoned by the enemy. But yeah, Des Moines, click to shit. Also like the Guden later on will be click to shit, I remember. It's just pretty obnoxious. And yeah, you want to shot hold here and there in Vermont. Like even I do that. But to be honest, with Legmod and the fast reload, I mean obviously you spec AR too, so like your base reload is pretty fucking fast after some time. Like what do we have now? We're running 33.4 seconds, so we're nearing a normal battleship reload with the difference that we're an extremely accurate 30 overmatcher. Well, I mean, that just means that cruises can be perma-clicked. Like, I don't need to wait for them to give angle or do anything. But yeah, as you can see, enemy team do be running it into A. People in our team do be dying. I noticed now on the minimap that we actually have two Conquerors in Kaido and 1-2 line, and they both managed to die, which for me is rather interesting, slash, I don't know what the fuck's going on, because like, what even kills them? But yeah, probably just like questions that humanity needs answering for, but we will never get an answer, so whatever. Here, like, nice little 3 sits. May have been even more. I mean, the guy wasn't that healthy, but as you could see, like, I'm a more modern BB. Vermont has a sit, but yeah, I'm more modern, so it's harder to hit. So the Monty flat does 21k, no sit to me. He's a very old BB, even though they lowered its sit, I just smash him with triple sit. Common theme these days in randoms, or like in, no, not in randoms, in World of Warships with the balancing. Like for example, like that the hulls just never get citadels. I played Oregon now a lot with the burst giving you improved penetration angles, which basically ignores slight angling of exposed sits fully, which makes it extremely cringe, for example, Oregon, to play into Yamatos. Like Yamatos notoriously suck close to mid-range if they're not hiding their cheek fully or like side plating fully. Like basically you can only use your front turrets in a Yamato in any sort of mid to close range engagement. And especially against Oregon with the improved pen, like Yamatos just die like flies. They go into your burst range and you get access to your funny ammo. God bless, you're even slightly low, so you get incredible dispersion. You can just one-shot Yamatos. Like I mean, even if you don't one-shot them, you get like triple sits, quad sits on their cheeks, and whatever not, completely ruining their entire game in one volley. Like, I don't know, overmatch one thing, high penetration one thing, giving BBAP improved pen angles. I mean, Vermont doesn't have it, so, well, this one here is just pure overmatch. Here we'll see like the one volley was misaimed. The next volley will just bumfuck overmatch him into the deck. Guden obviously 30 deck, 25 nose and ass, but it has an icebreaker and 40mm sights. Like close range, you're actually decently tanky in Guden. You want to be close range on rocks. This actually makes you a bit more tanky. Obviously the hull has a citadel, but at ranges where people plunge overmatch shells into you, the hull is extremely dogshit. Again, like it's like any other cruiser. You just don't have armor. It's like that dispersion is fucking wild, by the way. Yeah, he just eats it and dies, and yeah, that's the cruiser experience. Guess that explains everything regarding the smoke spam on cruisers, like why so many new cruisers get smokes and why so many new cruisers also are airstrike garbage, like Prince, Legmod Guden, Utrecht, stuff like that. Just because like if you have an armament where you don't have to be spotted, you don't have to suffer through this overmatch type of shit, huh? I guess that's what wargaming wants. I hate it. Always hated it. I like ships like Napoli and Marseille way more. They're like more action-packed cruises that are more simple as well. Like Marseille only has guns. Napoli has like the fully position-based gameplay. Like in Napoli, you want to, yeah, play position, get into flanks with your, let's say, decent guns. I mean, obviously you're speccing secondaries, but in order to make the guns and the secondaries work really well, you need to know timings and position, but then you can be really aggressive. So amazing ship. Napoli was never broken in randoms because it has zero utility and there's tons of torp boats and whatever not, and like farmers and carriers and shit. Like Napoli in randoms is actually more a pain in the ass, just because it doesn't deal damage fast. It just tanks a lot of damage, so it lives long and it has a smoke. But like lots of people obviously coping about the ship in com, so therefore we will never get ships like Napoli again. Anyways. But yeah, as you could see, they ran through A, killed like everything. The Preußen, or like the team that was on C, actually won, pushed everything off. They also cleaned out the 7 to 10 line, which is very important because it means that there's no stealthy ship, hidden ship that is going dark and then running it back into cap, taking it behind us, basically under our noses. Like I already told the people I play with in Div here to just run away. Sadly, the Yinan and something else, they ran it down in middle. They were full HP because we were leading on points until now, the entire game. We're still leading on points. The game is just bugged, like the replay once again, still bugged. We have 580, we're still leading on points, 500 to 400 points, and they're only now flipping B. So yeah, it was kind of the situation where your team tried to win harder or was also just dog shit, like the two Conquerors in Kite, with an Utrecht in Kite dying, which is wild. Like, that flank should be unpushable, basically. I would maul if I would play against that flank, because I know, like, those are 3 uninteractive shit chips that want to Kite. If I ever push, they just rip me apart, and I can't ever really out-trade them. But yeah, they managed to die, because randoms. People are shit. I guess that's it. So yeah, our idea here was, or my idea was, just like run away and hope that the enemy overcommits into you. Like if the games turn into something like that, obviously I'm hating on kiters a lot, perma-kiters, but obviously kiting is part of the gaming, part of the gameplay, part of it's like a way to actually engage in a lot of scenarios. The question is just how far do you pull it? Do you pull it as far as the C server guys, that they even play carrier spotting to ensure that kiting is even more effective or always effective? Do you actually sit and spawn at obscene ranges and focus on just like improving your aim because this is your idea of playing better? Or do you use it here and there? Do you like switch between gameplay? So like, yeah, I mean, probably, for example, my div mate, I don't know, maybe he didn't want to kite because he felt like kiting is always bad. But in some situations, if your team just runs it down bad, you just have to like give ground. The way in which you give ground though is different. Like I'm not sitting in spawn running fully off screen. I kind of wanted to use the islands around here, which kind of allows me, yeah, I'm kited, but I'm still pretty close to the enemy, keeping a lot of islands in between certain torpedo angles or battleships and myself. Not that Vermont, obviously, but yeah, like I'm still trying to stay as close as possible, and I'm only slowly giving ground when they start focusing me, for example. Here's actually wild. The YY runs it into the radar. The Marceau sits in the radar. The submarines are still pushing. The Colombo is still pushing. And for some odd reason, no one took cap in this game. Like, the B cap is still not taken by the enemy. They were so overconfident. I mean, that's kind of like sometimes. In some games. Those are like the big throw games. The enemy team feels so confident because so many of your teammates run it down and int that they actually, like, they don't even care about cap. They don't even care about anything. They just want to run it down into us. That's what they want to do. And as you can see, they are doing it. I mean, look, the submarine randomly pops up in the hydro. By the way, this ship is so hard to hit with ASW. Like the U4501, it's such a fucking disaster. But I'm also aiming like a dog. Like, the lead is pretty far off. Actually, I miss both here now that I remember. True, it's 66 HP and I miss both my airstrikes. He will die anyways though, but yeah. The gearing is now also going into middle. which opens up another interesting scenario. What happens if, because the Balau tries to cap now, still people trying to take cap because they realize certain ships are dying, so they kind of need that cap. The Balau is super low HP though, so what happens if the gearing kills the Balau, and therefore the cap isn't taken? Is exactly what happens. The Balau was surfaced, or was on the surface, then dove, but took a fire and had, I guess, no DCPs left. And yeah, the B cap is open now again, and now the problem becomes we're 200 points ahead, 5 minutes to go, and this Vermont can only touch one of the caps. Like, he can either go into B now, take that one, and then slowly crawl over to C, but by the time he makes C, we already won. The only thing they can do now is kill me, and hope that I don't kill the sub and the Colombo. But I mean, obviously you can assume that if I say it's a fucking throw, the great throw of China. Maybe actually the greatest throw of China I have ever seen. Like, in my personal experience, I haven't had a game that was thrown that badly by the enemy team. Like, they're actually just running into me. Obviously a bunch of sea server clowns as well, like the Colombo. Like, I don't know, man, just wants damage and the kill, I guess. But yeah. This is going to be the funny solo warrior, because the Balau died after the gearing died. So therefore I was in a 1v4. Lucky. Once again, like, they threw, but it still requires a massive amount of luck to first of all be the only ship. Because like, if it's a 6v2, it's probably more likely you can win because you have still a teammate. But then it's not a solo warrior if you do. Like, having exactly 4 ships alive while you're the only one is, I mean, as you can see, it's just luck. The enemy team passed B, they didn't take it, even though they had 2 submarines, 2 destroyers. All of them died to me, apart from the Balau, but I hit that one with, oh, nice blind fire. Hit that one with strikes. By the way, here, 28.8k. That guy was hitting me mad crazy with sap. Like, Colombo is so disgustingly obnoxious. The man misplayed like a dumb dog in the first place because he gave me way too much side the entire engagement. That ship is crazy tanky when you actually know what you're doing, and it has really good rudder. So like, me killing that guy is very, very unlikely if he goes nose in. Like, I was already debating if HE may be the play for perma fires. The problem is, even if I get permas but I die, the fires won't, like, the game is over. Like, the fires won't tick out and kill him. But yeah, thankfully he gave me mad side and I got like 20k hits, and then I also go for the blind fire. The blind fire is pretty, like, fine there, because if he shoots, I reload faster than him at this point. Like, right, I'm running ledge mod and had got a Halsey proc, so I'm on 23.6. I'm reloading faster than this guy. So if I blind, he shoots back, he gets himself spotted anyway for the second shot for me to kill him. Therefore, it's kind of a checkmate situation. Though I'm pretty happy that the blind fire hit. Then again, you could see he was pathing flat broadside in a smoke towards C-cap. So it's a pretty large target, the Colombo. And I only needed 3 penetration, that full pen, so was pretty nice. But yeah, now I'm just running off. The map. The other guy in the Vermont is actually so triggered about his team. I mean, he could have played a lot more aggressive, to be fair. Like, I remember he came in from here. He could have just turned it into the cap himself and go like this. So he may have been able to, first of all, be closer to me to shoot me. Second of all, get B and then C secure. Probably even stop the gearing, for example, from even killing his Balau. So like, yeah, it's also on him in the end. But yeah, he wanted to turn flat and give me damage, and I told him like that's just collusion, right? Like, Wargaming is just gonna ban both of us, so we're not gonna do that. But yeah, I'm just gonna run off screen. There's only a few minutes left. Obviously the 930 points, that is us. As you can see, the green stick twice. Fucking hilarious replay bug, and they won't fix it since a year or some shit. It's a bit annoying because some people may be confused. As to why I'm gliding in the border with 958 points for the enemy. But no, this is the green points basically. But yeah, he got himself shot. Also, you could see how even though he got like C-cap now and there's 2 caps ticking, the 2 kills without me dying, that's like a 200 point swing. Like, we went from 200 points difference to now 400 points difference. That's exactly what the kills do. You can always estimate like a 100 point swing in randoms. I think in comp it's actually doesn't depend on the class, it's always 100. or something. Or, yeah, 80, 100, I don't fucking know, I don't actually know. I didn't even know until like a year ago that it's not dependent on class and comp. In randoms it is, so like a BB swings the points more than a DD, and a carrier swings the points the most. But yeah, you can always estimate like a 100-point swing if you get kills, which is a lot, because these caps, they tick slow. So like the kill differences, if you're ahead on points, they can keep you ahead on points and actually win you the game, kind of like here. But yeah. The great throw of China, the great graveyard in B, the great graveyard also in 1, 2, 3 line kite from our team. It's like 4 fucking people died there, or 5 even. Genius. But yeah, we did it. Got another solo warrior. Has been a long time. I mean, I don't play carriers. Therefore, it's less likely. I mean, carriers are the most likely ones because you're always alive at the end. And if your team got a point lead but throws themselves, then it's actually a lot more possible. Like, carrier mains have a lot more solo warriors. But in general, the skill is pretty random. It has nothing to do really with skill. The only thing you need is like realize when to run off screen. Some solo warriors, kind of like this one here, are a bit more interesting because like the enemy team throws and you can still like kind of out-trade or outplay them and kill them. So therefore, there was a bit more action involved, but most solo warriors are just a carrier sitting in spawn and flying planes, because like he can still kill people for free, right? He doesn't need to risk anything. Therefore, solo warrior very likely 4 people alive. Carrier sits in spawn with 500 more points. First of all, they can't get to him. Second of all, he can still strike them and kill them. So like amazing. But yeah, 7 kills. Actually, very few citadels. Lots of clicking. So pretty on this game, for example, against the Colombo at the end as well. Like, the ledge mod did give me a lot of value here from the reload. I can just obviously shoot faster, and this guy will never give me flat. Not even 3k base, not even. Very interesting. But yeah, the boys ensured a mid cap. The boys did some stuff, traded a bit, but in the end it was completely Dementia team here. I mean, you can see Colombo, like all this shit is kited stuff that shouldn't die. And they're like at the bottom of the scoreboard, also like our subs. Enemy team not much better though, also like throwing like crazy. Yeah, pretty nice game. I personally liked it. Obviously, you're only shooting AP. Did some depth charge damage. Obviously, I fumbled a lot of drops on the subs. Have to admit that. Should have killed them way faster. That's for sure. Actually, I didn't do any damage to the Balao, by the way. Very interesting. But yeah, solo warrior game. I'm pretty happy with that. I haven't had one in like 1.5 years, 2 years. Pretty long. I think the last one I had was actually a carrier. I think the last surface ship one was probably Belfast or something, if I remember correctly. Maybe there was something in between with a DD that I don't remember. Don't think really though. I don't think I had one in the past 1.5, 2 years. But yeah, hope you liked it. See you for the next video. Probably an experimental bullshit boat video again. But yeah, see you soon. Adios.